guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Pfispeed. Today, Jeremy's gonna be tuning this 57 Chevy, and this thing is gorgeous. I'll give you a quick walk around and check this out. Fill me in, Jeremy. What's inside this bad boy?
All right, so this started life as a GM crate motor, and that is a LSA. It's very much like an LS9. They're both 6.2 liter supercharged engines. This is the one that comes in the Cadillac CTSV as well as the Camaro ZL1. However, it is not stock. So we ported the throttle body, ported the supercharger, and ported the cylinder heads. We milled the cylinder heads and raised the compression even though it is a forced induction engine. So we should be pretty close to maybe like 3/4 of a point to a full point over where it was. It's got a Brian Tooley Stage 3 cam, so it sounds big and mean, but it has zero overlap. So the really cool part about that with the positive displacement supercharger is that it doesn't bleed any boost. So this thing should make absolutely ridiculous bottom end torque. That's what's so cool about positive displacement supercharger on, you know, I mean, it's like once you felt this kind of torque,
I fully agree.
It is so hard. Like you're so addicted, you want that. You would never want to go back. So this is one of my favorite motors. This is kind of like what we have in our Uncle Sam project, except it's bigger and it's got a bigger blower, but this is such an awesome engine package. Whew. It just makes so much torque. It's crazy. So
it is awesome.
It's got a great sound. It's got a TR6060 transmission, a Ford 9-inch. It's gorgeous underneath. I think you got a couple shots underneath.
Yeah, I did, and it is. I mean, you can eat off everything.
Yeah. So
it's wild.
Rarely have I had the privilege of driving it the first ever. I got to drive it the first ever. So the car had only been moved 30 feet, and I guess it was a little bit of a ballsy move in the fact that I didn't even know if the brakes were going to work, and neither did the guy that built the car, but by the grace of God, they did. So.
They did.
So yeah.
And who put it together?
It's Tom Argue Design. His name's actually right there. He does a lot of SEMA builds. Now we've done some other cars of his on the channel, but dude, he's really awesome. I mean, this is like a 2-year build, and I didn't even realize it. Like we sold him the heads and cam like a year ago. I didn't even realize it was the same car, but
that's wild. But you can see us in the paint.
Yeah. Top caliber stuff.
It's great. Well, let's do some shredding.
I don't know if it's got a dead battery or...
I think everything's dead.
Yep.
I think half the job of being a tuner is jumping batteries. Pushing cars and doing batteries.
There's so many parts to being a tuner. drives. It's a little lean at idle, but we gotta start there. See what we do.
Gotta start somewhere. All right, I'm super stoked to see this thing rip. Oh. We get you those straps a little bit. Aquanet. Man, I gotta get you on the hot recipe.
Alright, so that was $1.50 at Publix. It might not be the sauce, but hey, it works good.
That's a mediocre solution.
That's a good thing.
What do you think, Laz?
All the power.
All the power. She's pretty sweet though. Gorgeous car. All right, let's try this again. Hey, we're looking a little more solid. All right. Sounds so good. All right, let's go. Woo! So wild feeling the whole lift move. 617 and 578, third gear.
Yeah, so guys, bear in mind, that's the highest mile an hour that this car has ever been to. I just want to feel the drive shaft and everything else. I mean, like,
yeah, you're feeling her out. Yeah.
Fourth gear.
Fourth gear. Oh man, definitely feels spoiled. Sounds so clean. Go. Woo! Ha-ha! 642 is 630 foot-pounds. Lines are kind of hard to see, but you can see it. Definitely the torque comes up right away, plateaus, and it just keeps climbing. Yeah, it just keeps climbing, and it is not done.
Yeah, I'm just shaking her down, shaking her down. So we need a little bit more fuel, and it showed like it might have had an off there, but we got a lot of stuff to kind of go through. So.
Take into consideration.
Yeah, not a bad start.
Very cool. Definitely gonna rip. And what he's talking about is right in here, he wanted to put a little fuel.
Okay, so basically we're gonna pull this guy off and we're gonna check and adjust that. I mean, it's basically like the wastegate for the blower, and the fact that if it's not adjusted right, we're basically bleeding out boost from the back side, from the pressure side to the, well, yeah, from the compressed side to the front side of the blower.
Okay.
And basically, we might be able to pick up a pound, I'm not sure. I just don't know if the bypass valve is adjusted correctly, so it's something that I just wanna check on pretty much any car.
Yeah.
All right, oh.
I always like to stiffen the wastegate too.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do that and get the fan blown out. That'll definitely.
Yeah, man.
All right, so down low, this is like a base calibration. We were really lean around idle. That's showing me I'm about 19.5% lean right there. So I'm gonna add a bunch of fuel down low. And up top, we're about 4 or 5%. So the whole map is lean, but it just varies all the way through. So down low is vastly off, but up top it's not far off. So we're gonna get that squared away. Hopefully I should be able to do that in a couple pulls. I got a pretty decent amount of spark advance in there. Let's check the boost. I want to say it's about 12. Yeah, we're like 12.3 pounds of boost. So I just adjusted the bypass valve. We'll see if it makes that much. So this blower is not the best blower for the size engine, so it makes a little bit of boost and it trails off at the top. So it's just a little bit inadequate for it, but we run them hard and you can make 850 wheel on this blower if you really try. But
heck yeah.
a 2.3 liter blower would be better, but this is a 1900, so it does well. It does really well, but just slightly small, so that's why it consumes the boost up top.
Yeah.
little bit lean. I'll take care of that this next go around, but yeah, we're on our way. It has yet to peak. It should go 6,500 or so. So if it carries on like that, I mean, it looks like it should be right near that 700 range, and then we'll add to the 85. All right, fellas, this is the mass airflow curve, and that might look a little subtle right there, but that is something that's a little bit different. So this is our higher end of our wide open right here. So I can see that that is 11,000 megahertz. So that's at 743 grams per second on up. We're actually not hitting that, so I'm not really concerned about this. But pretty much this area right here is our wide open. So I had added about 6% fuel early in the map. So I'm going to look over the dyno real quick here, and basically from 3,500 to about 4,600 it was about 6% lean. So I added 6% in that area, and I added about 4% in the middle. So that's going to be about 4,500 to 5,500. Added about 4% in fuel, and basically the top end, which was about 444 grams on up to about almost 600, I added another 6%. So let's see if we get the air fuel in the ballpark of where we need it to be. The timing map that I have is a little bit aggressive at the moment, but we got to figure that out. I mean, if I can get the air fuel exactly where I want, sometimes it's very dependent on the fuel. So if I try and run it leaner, it's going to want a spark knock. If I run it richer, it'll take that spark, and you just never know. Every combination is a little bit different. So I'm going to try and run the air fuel that I want, which is about 12 to 1. And I have no problem running that a little bit leaner on E85. But we got to get this part done first. So let's try and do it.
Really cool location, but
all right, I think we got our E85 blended. We got 10 gallons in there, or about 60% E85. So let's see what this thing's going to do.
Check that out.
726.
726 with 687.
Damn.
Bro. Way more power everywhere.
See if it'll take a little bit more timing, but that's not a bad first shakedown on first pull on E.
Way more power everywhere.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Yeah, looking good.
Oh.
Okay, so the first pull right there kind of had some residual 93 in there. It was a little bit richer on the top end, but for the most part it blended. This is a return style fuel system, whereas normally we got a deadhead. So air fuel was like identical to the other pull up until about 4,800, and then it got a little richer. I'm gonna try to run it a little bit leaner and see if we can go like 12.3 on E, and there should be no problem with that. It should love it. So see if we make 730, 735. That'd be
Heck yeah.
we're close to my number.
That'd be awesome.
Close to my number.
That'd be awesome.
All right, this should do it right here. I think this is going to be the one. I can't wait to take Brent out for a ride. This thing is going to be so fun. So Jamie and I just looked up the weight of this car, and OEM, it was 3,275 pounds. Now, they've added a little bit of weight to it, but they've also taken out about 100 pounds because it went from an iron block to an aluminum block. I think it's going to be pretty darn close to about that 3,300 figure, which is about 900 pounds lighter than a CTSV. Yeah, good number. Good number. I was hoping for 740. That was my number, but oh well. Hey, we'll
I
start
heard
that.
you say 735 earlier. So.
Yeah. I was being a little conservative. All right, let's see what this thing looks like in the light.
It's calling me, like the rainbow. It's calling me, like the rainbow. The rainbow.
Is a gem.
So Jamie and I looked up the weight on this thing. Just take a wild guess. Just take a guess what you think one of these weighs.
4,400 pounds.
Nope. Lighter? A lot lighter.
Really?
Like 3,200.
3,200 pounds.
3,275 is what they're. Right.
Good latch?
Yeah, it is. This is gonna be yeah.
Nice getting all the head nods
This is gonna-
already.
Yeah.
Oh man. Those tires are working hard on gripping.
Have you tilt that just a little bit towards me here real quick? I just want to watch the air temp and stuff. Alright. We've got an intercooler pump problem.
Still warm?
Yeah. I think our intercooler pump is not working. Yeah, it's like 100. Yeah, we're gonna maybe have to turn around and check it out.
No problem. That's still fun.
Yeah.
Still great.
It might just have some air bubbles in it. We're gonna pull over and just check it in the shade.
Yeah, it's hot down here.
It is, but it's just like, it must not be circulating because that should be, we're got 167 degrees in the blower, and that is entirely unacceptable. So
Entirely?
Yeah. Yeah, we would, right now it's 154, 153.
Oh, okay.
So, and then plus our coolant's 208, which is also a little warm.
All right.
It wasn't, so our IT1, so that's pre, is 124, so that's already hot, and then this is very hot though. When I got on it, I saw it at 171. On the dyno, I think the most I saw was 120. So that's definitely gonna be eating up power. Yeah, not working.
No pump?
Yeah, here check. So before it was moving, and you could hear the pump, but right now feel that. There's no water moving through that.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Just air.
Just air.
So yeah,
Nothing
we're
there.
gonna have to go back and bleed it and get it going here.
All right. Just part of all those things with a new build.
Yeah, and see the thing was is that we never saw it on the dyno because it wasn't really like a long duration, and it still had the delta in between.
Yeah.
And I also heard the pump running, so I didn't think to
Think anything of it.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. So we'll get this figured out, and then this thing will be a ripper. But yeah,
It is
3275, man, 3275. Oh, hold on, let's do this real quick here. Do this real fast. That's a mirrored building. Grab this shot.
Grab this shot.
Grab this shot. This is gonna be good. We'll do like a slow roll. This will be like your B-roll.
They see us rolling.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh yeah, this is cool. Yeah. Very cool.
That is cool.
We can just drive around that all day.
Yeah. We gotta go back the other way. We have to. You just got to.
Just got to. One more time.
You gotta be flexing this time.
Here's S1. That's the all-wheel drive Honda guys right there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that they were.
That's their shop right there. They make all their own all-wheel drive kits. and
That's
everything.
sick.
It's pretty cool.
That might be in my future one day.
Yeah, they're right down the road.
Oh, you gotta
Oh,
be
let's
flexing
get-
this time.
Yeah. There we are. That's sick.
Yeah.
Cruises though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it's so
drives so
smooth.
good. Yeah.
Rides good, drives good.
And I mean, dude, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they haven't done anything about dialing suspension, and I mean, literally, this is like turnkey, just threw it together. It's got coilovers, but I mean, dude, this thing can and will work.
Yeah, they did a rad job for sure. Just a beautiful cover. That's fun.
Yeah, you gotta show these guys giving a thumbs up. They're gonna be it.
Yeah. Isn't it always cool driving some of these hot rods?
Oh, dude, yeah. This one's truly a pleasure. Like,
Yeah.
just, I can't emphasize enough. This thing's so special. To say it's a gem is
So
definitely,
cool. Yeah, this is just beautiful. Love it. Well guys, 732 horsepower is gonna wrap this thing up. Tuning out here with Jeremy from Fasterproms has just been awesome. Hope you guys jump over to his channel, sub, and just be part of this whole movement we're trying to do. Show you guys some tuning and rip some hot rods. We way appreciate you guys hanging out and being part of our channel. Head over to pfispeed.com, grab some Quarantune shirts or any of the other merch out there. We way appreciate it, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
All right, so take two. Should have the problem squared away.
We should.
Yeah, but you know how that can go.
Put a bigger fuse in it.
Yes. They seem to think that it was something that it, like I couldn't find whatever one it was. They said it was a big main one, but I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, as of right now, air temperature looks good.
All right. Oh man,
Dude, I get so hooked on this toy.
Yeah.
Holy crap, bro.
she just stood up and ripped, bro. You were jamming too. You were like, I'm going.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I'm like, my tack isn't working at the moment, so I'm like, dang it. I was like, I'm gonna go by sound, and I hope I'm gonna be right, you know?
That was wicked.
All right, dude.
That was awesome.